All right, so let's get into a couple follow action tips. So I've got this part here. We'll go ahead and just play it so I can show you kind of what follow actions are doing. So what this is doing is it's taking bits and pieces from a bunch of different loops and changing randomly from one clip to another while continuing the pattern. Let me explain this a little further. Some of these are changing every 16th note, some of these are changing every 8th note, and some are changing every quarter note. As you can see here, this would be an 8th note, a 1 would be a 16th note, and a 1 here, which like down here, this would be a quarter note, and this is a full bar. So the options that we have is that we can choose how long it stays on one clip before it chooses to do something else. In this case, I have other, which just kind of means it's going to randomly pick something that's not itself. But we have other options here. Play again, previous, next, first, last, any, and so forth. The difference between other and any is if you choose any, that means it can play the same part twice. You can also shift between two different actions. So maybe you can do other and next, and then you can choose the percentage of which one would do which. But in this case, we're just going for random here. When it's on link, this is a little different than this. So I put it on unlinked so I can specify the amount of time that I want it to stay on each clip. So when I highlight all of these, I can choose all of this for all the clips at the same time. Now, if I turn follow action off, you can actually hear what each drum loop is doing. Now, if I had this set on trigger without legato, it would only play the beginning of every loop. So in other words, it wouldn't really sound like a drum beat because every 16th note, it would probably be starting on a kick drum. So I'll show you what that sounds like. If I were to turn this on and highlight all these again. Let's turn legato off and just keep it on trigger. This is just going to play the beginning part of each loop. So turn back follow action. Which is interesting, but it's not really playing a consistent beat. So that's why we switch over to legato.